think this part of this issue is all done and corrected. Yeah, that's the first 6 instructions done, guys, and that's how that looks now. That's how it's supposed to be looking. It should look exactly like that if you've got it right. So yeah, that's rectified all that now, all done, dusted. Now we're going to put this to one side and move on to building the engine bay wall, instruction 1. Okay, so let's crack on. We want these 2 pieces here, which are 58C and 50. Here, as you can see, we've got the speaker recess, and what we're going to do is put this speaker here we've had in today's issue. It's a pretty cool speaker, this, you know. That's all secure, but you can take the bottle out, which I think that's pretty cool, that. So I'm going to leave it in. We've got to take the ignition coil and push the other end of the pipe like that, just over the end of that. Hey, well, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're doing good, guys. Hope you're well. Today I'm building more of the db5 from Agora models, and we're doing issues 61 and 62. If you're not already subscribed, guys, remember to subscribe, like, also comment, share, press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put something up on the channel, including the db5. If I remember, I keep saying it and I keep forgetting, I will put a link in the description down below for you to get this for yourself from Agora models. But without further ado, guys, let's crack on with the db5 from Agora models. So it's been a while, but here we go. Issue 61 and 62 of the db5 from the No Time to Die franchise, Agora models. Let's crack on and see what we've got in this first pack. Right, so let's get this undone. Do hope you're doing well, guys. It's been an age, and I've had a lot of things going on, but you don't worry about that. We're here to build, so let's crack on. Oh, got a pipe left in there. Just always make sure you get your parts out, guys. You don't want to be chucking any in the bin. Right, so first of all, we've got these parts here. That's 61A, and that is the radiator header tank part 1. And then we've got 61B, and these are plastic, guys. That is the header tank part 2. So what I'll do is I'll just put them to one side after we've looked at what we've got. And then here we've got 61C, which is the radiator header tank cap. We've got 61F and G. These are pipes, basically, guys. Short pipe and a long pipe, as you can see. Let me just show you that. Yeah, there you go. Got a speaker here. That's 61E. So that's where we're going to be having some sound effects, would have thought. We've got some PS05 screws. And last of all, 61D. We've got this little piece here, a plastic piece, which is the speaker holder. So that's the parts. Let's crack on. So I've brought this part over what we did in the last issue, which is like the engine bay. Basically, we put all these parts on. Check that video out, guys, just to see what that was all about. So I brought it back over. Here, as you can see, we've got the speaker recess, and what we're going to do is put this speaker here we've had in today's issue. It's a pretty cool speaker, this, you know. It's good quality. Place that into there like so, and you want to have the wire going that way down the engine bay like that. So you just pop that in there, and then what we need to do is take 2 PS05 screws, and what we're going to be doing is screwing this, which is the speaker holder. So that just goes over there like that. And we're going to be screwing, as I say, these PS05 screws to hold that into place. So yeah, screw those in just till you feel the resistance, guys, because it is plastic and you don't want to damage any of the plastic. And that takes us all the way to the end of instruction 3. So yeah, that's all done. Now we've got to turn this assembly over. As I'm looking at this bit here, let me point that out, this connector here, we're going to now take the long pipe, which is this part here. As you can see, that's the longest of the pipes we've got today. And what it's telling us to do is connect that to the end of that connector. It should go on pretty easy. If not, I find if you just maybe put this on the heat of your mouth, but obviously you don't have to do this time, but if you put it in your mouth, guys, just warm it up and it will go on a lot easier. But that's gone pretty cool today. That was instruction 5. And what we're doing now is we've got to feed it round under this part here. Might need to get some tweezers just to pull that through. Pull that round so it's nice and flush. That's how that's looking at the end of instruction 6. So we've just connected it there, fed it round. Don't worry about if this is coming away like mine, because once it gets into the car it will all be nice and flush like that. But you can see it's connected there. Feed it round, put it under that like little bridge sort of thing, and then feed it round like so. And that's the end of instruction 6. Now for instruction 7 and 8, what we're going to do is take this small pipe and we're going to be applying that to that little pin nipple sticking out there. Let's get that done. Again, you shouldn't have any problem putting them on. They might have gone on pretty easy. And what we're going to do is feed that pipe through that little bridge again, and then it's going to be coming out that way. So let's just feed that under there. Get the tweezers. There we go. Instruction 9 and 10, we want to take the radiator header tank, and if you look here, guys, you can see like a little indent there, a slit, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get this cap, and if you can see that on camera, you've got like a little sticky out piece there, so that's only going to go on one way. So what you do is feed that like that. As you can see, that's nice and secure. Now instruction 10, all we're going to do is get a PS05 screw again, which is what we're working with all today on this video. Well, this part of the video anyway, this first half. So get that on the screwdriver, and get that tightened up. There you go, it's that nice and tight. That's how that's looking. Look how effective that looks already, guys. Just that nice little blue silver radiator cap. And now for instruction 11 and 12, what I'm going to do is take this other part of the radiator tank, flip this over, and we're going to basically just sandwich those together like so. That's how that's looking. Yeah, you guessed it as well. We need a PS05 screw to screw those together. So I'm just going to pick that up, give that a nice tight screw. There you go. That's how that's looking at the end of instruction 12. That's where the screw's just gone in there. Pretty cool. So now I've had to bring this part back over, and this tank, the radiator tank, has got to go on just in these little 2 holes there. Put these little recesses, as you can see underneath. They just go over the pipes like that. So you should have one pipe going under the radiator tank and one pipe coming out. Now you want to keep hold of that, and then moving on to instruction 14, you want to put 2 PS05 screws to connect the radiator tank. You just line that up with the screwdriver and get that screwed in. It's the radiator header tank. It's saying on the instructions if you want me to tell you the exact name of it, just in case you're following me on this video, guys. So here's the second PS05 screw. Screw that in there. Do those nice and tight. Again, you're going into plastic, so just go till you feel it getting tighter, guys. And then I'll hold back because you don't want to break any of the plastic rims you're screwing into. But that looks good to me. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that, guys. Isn't that cool? Love it. And guys, that takes us to the end of fitting the speaker and the radiator header tank of this part of the video. We're going to move on to pack 62. So now this is pack 62, and this is fitting the ignition coil and pipes. So what we're going to do is open this pack and see exactly what we've got to work with. Right, so that's that done. Let's get all these out. Brilliant. Excuse me. So we've got some PS14 screws. We've got this big pipe here, and this is down a 62A. This is the air trunk. We've also got a green pipe here, 62H. This is going to be, it's just down as the green pipe, to be fair. We've got 62G in this pack here. Very little part there. That is green pipe L connector. What else have we got? We've got this little black connector there. Just put that on the desk, see if that's, I know the lights shine on that a bit. Just that black connector there. That's 62F, that's the washer bottle lid part. So we'll undo those in a minute. Then we've got 62B. Just hold that on there so you can see that. That is the washer bottle. Pretty cool. Blue washer bottle, love that. 62C. That's the washer bottle holder. And we've got 62E, which is the washer bottle lid. And then last but not least, 62D, that is the ignition coil. So let's quickly move on, guys, and get into instruction 1. So I've got this pack here. What I'm going to do is undo these parts without losing any pieces on the floor, hopefully. And then we're all good to go. So that's all empty, that's good. As you can see, look how small that part is, guys. That's my little finger. Got to be careful not to lose that. So I'm just going to put all of my parts down one side of the desk, and we'll get this this week's end of the video, second half video built. So instruction 1, what it stands to do is take the washer bottle lid, which is this part here, and now we've got to get this tiny little piece, and we've got to fit that piece there into these holes. So this is just as simply as pushing those 2 pins like that. And that's how that's looking at the end of instruction 1. Pretty simple. Now instruction 2, we've got to get the washer bottle, and we want to turn that way around, and this will only go on one way because you've got like a little recess bit there and an indent to put it in. So you just place that on top of the bottle like so. That's how that's looking. And then we've got to get a PS14 screw, which we've got in today's pack, and we've got to get that screwed together. So let's get one of these screws out. There we go. Oh guys, this is no excuse. I will be back out again. I've had a right nightmare weekend. I got an hour and a half of GoPro footage, intro to this Panigale 1299, and I've lost all the content. That is no joke and no lie. I am really peed off. That's what I'm saying about that. But there will be another video, guys. I'm hoping to get back on it before the end of the week, and I will bring you some videos on the Panigale. Back to today anyway. The db5, that's how that's looking, the wash bottle and the lid. Now instruction 4, it's asking us to take this bottle holder. So we want to turn it upside down, the washer bottle, and then what we need to do, you've got a hole there, that raised bit and that pin there, the hole's got to go on that pin just there. So we'll just place that over like that. And then that's that's how that's looking at instruction 4. Pretty cool. And instruction 5 and 6, that's just showing you 5 how it should be looking, which it is. So that's all good. Let me just hold that there so you can see. And now for instruction 6, we've got to bring over the part we used at the beginning of this video, and we're going to be putting it just there, this washer bottle. And you can see that hole's bigger there and smaller there, and you guessed it, you've actually got a bigger raised bit there and a pin. So you can only put it in one way, guys. That's how that's looking, like that. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Now, before we screw this in, guys, from underneath on instruction 8, with a PS4 inch screw, it is telling us in instruction 7, bear in mind this bottle will come out. You can see there. So if you want to keep that in a safe place, you can do, in case you lose it whilst moving it about. I'll probably try and keep mine in, to be fair. So what we're going to do is turn it over, and then that hole there, that's where we're going to be screwing this together. So if I just lean in there, it is very delicate at this stage. I mean, this engine bay is moving all over the shop at the minute, but I'm sure once it gets in the car, it'll be a lot stronger structure. Right, so that's all done. It's this bit here what keeps coming off, but as you can see, it'll all go into place. But this is what I mean, look, that's all secure, but you can take the bottle out, which I think that's pretty cool, that. But I'm going to leave it in, it'll be fine, I'll look after it. So then that takes us all the way to instruction 9 and 10, fitting the ignition coil pipes. So if I just put that to one side, put that over here. What it tends to do is get this very little right angle L connector, that's what they're calling it. And what we want to do is the shorter side of it, which is going to be that side, we're going to now apply this green pipe. So just push that over that little nipple on the end, like that. So that's how that's looking. Pretty cool and simple. And then instruction 10, we've got to take the ignition coil and push the other end of the pipe, like that, just over the end of that. This one's a bit more harder to get on for some reason, but yeah, we've got it on. And that's how that's looking at the end of instruction 10. Pretty cool. Now for instruction 11, we've got to put this into the engine bay. You can see you've got 2 big holes here where the screws are going to fit. What I'm going to do is just make sure these pipes are out the way, and then this is going to just go over the top of the pipes like that, and that's how that should be looking at this stage. There you go. That's instruction 11. So if I just scroll down the instructions, instruction 12 is all about screwing that together with 2 PS14 screws. So if I just get 2 screws out, here we go. Line that up on the screwdriver. Yeah, just make sure the wires are tucked under that coil. Yeah, the bottles fell out. There was rice. Let's get this screwed in. That's one in. Putting that there, I'll just line this screw up on the screwdriver. Should go in pretty simple, this one now. Yeah, just hold your finger underneath, guys, so you can just give it support to screw the screw in. Yeah, but I see what they mean there about the bottle. It's going to keep dropping out. So yeah, it might be best to put to one side somewhere safe. But yeah, this has taken us to the end of instruction 12. The coil is now fitted. I'll just turn it over and show you how that looks. There you go. Put the bottle back in. Look at that. How effective does that look already? Now, moving on to instruction 13. So now we're going to take the air trunk. This has taken us through to instructions 13 and 14. And this is the last instruction in the video, guys. So you've got like a square piece there and then like a round piece. You've guessed it, there's a round piece there, look, and a square there. So this will only go on one way. And I think this is why these are very flexible and they can stretch out, so you can put things like this in. And then once all these are in, you'll tighten it up. So I'll push that into there like that. Make sure that goes in. There you go. That side's in. Of course, that's probably going to keep dropping out until it all gets tightened up. Like so. But that's how that's going to look, guys, in the engine bay. And that is it for this week's issue, this double issue 6162 of the db5 from Agora models. Pretty cool issue this week. I've enjoyed it, guys. Do hope you did too. Please subscribe for more and take care. And that is it for the db5 this week, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Another double issue. Pretty cool, working on the engine bay, etc. If you want more of this and you want to follow me and follow so far how I've done up to issue 62, by all means look at the playlist, guys, and then you can catch up with all the videos I've done right up to the present day and come along with me to continue with this build. For now, that is it for the db5 from Agora models. Come back next time and I'll see you then. Take care. See ya. Peace.